Kia ora, Gareth. Welcome to Dunedin Stories podcast. Great to have you here today.
Stoked to be here.
Yeah, and we're going to learn all about WMC Trail Tools and your journey and a bit more about your Dunedin story and maybe ask you some questions about Dunedin.
Yeah.
So do you want to start with introducing yourself to the audience, who you are, what you do, and perhaps how you became to be doing that?
Yeah, well, my name's Gareth Hargraves, and whilst not born and bred Dunedin, I grew up in Wellington, but I've now lived in Dunedin longer than I lived in Wellington.
That makes you a Dunedin.
I'm blue and gold.
Yeah.
And like I've been riding a bike forever, and when I did come down here, I started trail building and was wrecking a lot of tools. So started making my own, and then a mate wanted one, and a mate wanted one, and a mate wanted one, and their mates wanted one, and it just it was just playing around. And then one day, ground effect, we're having a big dig up in Craigieburn, and I can't remember who it was on the phone. Was it Lawrence or Cherie? And they're like, can we get 40 tools for this dig we've got in a month's time or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, sweet as. Put the phone down.
How are we going to do this?
How am I going to do that? Yeah, so I was like, holy cow. So yeah, that was kind of the start of it. And they were like, what's it called? And it happened to be just after George W. had his weapons of mass destruction. So weapons of mass creation was the name.
I was going to ask why. Yeah. Okay.
So kind of a dumb name, but we needed something. So, and then as we've made more and more tools. I've got the tree puller and the bike rack and stuff, and a double wheel wheelbarrow. So we're trying to mangle the WMC and to name those things. So like the double barrow is weapon of mass carrying, and the tree puller is weapon of mass conservation. So we're sort of playing with it, but you got to have a gimmick.
Oh, that's great. It's great for branding, of course. Yeah. Makes it memorable, gives you something to leverage. Yeah. That's awesome. So do you want to just describe to us a little bit about this, maybe what it's made from and how you decided to do what you've done? I love seeing the New Zealand made sticker on there.
Well, I guess I've been part of that for, I don't know, 6 years or something now. But yeah, I've been like through the whole time. I've been making these for about 18 years or something now. I wanted to keep things as local as I can, because it's like, well, if I do that, then someone might do that to me, and
it's really
just
important.
Keep it local. Yeah. So Chris and the team have been cutting the heads for me forever, and we've gone through a few different shapes now to get to what we've got here.
What's it made out of?
So this is, I think it's Hardox is what we're made out of now. It was Biz-80, which is like you've got mild steel and then Biz-80 and then Hardox in terms of being durable and stuff. So yeah, we've gone, we have had narrower ones. We have sort of played around quite a bit, but through my digging up at Forey Flat and feedback from customers all over Australia, parts of Australia and all over New Zealand, people come back and say, oh, what about this? What about that? And so that's, little changes have.
Yeah, continuous improvement. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the seemingly dumb ones years ago was Simon Kennett from Wellington. He came in because I had points on the top of those tines, and he was like, just take the tops off them and they won't grab on the roots and stuff like that. And so it's little things like that make it from being a niggle to use to going a lot smoother. So and then there was a builder up in Timaru, I can't remember his name, suggested putting the bend in it, and so and it was a game changer when you're using it. So yeah.
So it's that sort of tribal effect, isn't it?
Yeah, we bit. So it's come a long way. The handle is made up in Christchurch, and it's a custom handle for me. And there's a longer handle so this is hickory and the longer one is ash, which again was all nice and custom for me.
And you have a bunch of other products as well that you sell
Yeah, so
Yep,
we've got...
we couldn't fit them all in this room today.
Fill up the table pretty well. So we've got the trail tool, which is the original, in the 2 different sizes. We've got a tree remover for pulling out gorse and wilding pines and all that sort of stuff, which I would have loved to have more time to get going a bit more, but that'll come. A wheelbarrow that's got 2 wheels and disc brake, so it means that you're carrying... There's pictures, I think, on the website of my daughter carrying a full load of gravel, and
we can get the kids to work. There's no more complaints.
Yeah, she's only 8, so it shows how much extra leverage you get out of it. And then the bike rack, a mate.
What's that called, Gareth?
So that's called the swinger rack. Just kind of taking the mick a little bit out of the name, but it's got a pivot on one side of it. A mate and I designed it because there's lots of bike racks out there, and they pivot downwards. But when you've got bikes on the back, it pretty much has to go into the ground before you can get in the back of the vehicle. So we're like, well, let's just pivot it that way.
Who'd have thought?
After a couple of beers, the name came out, and it was like, well, yeah, let's run with that. And so we've just got our first production order in now. So we're...
Doesn't quite align with the weapons of mass swinging.
It doesn't, but it is sort of a part of WMC. But yeah.
Oh, no, that's great.
So that's pretty cool. And
now they're all available online. You don't have a physical store, do you? Or you don't have any point of sale or anything like that?
The HQ is the garage at home. So everything sort of happens there.
All e-commerce.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. So that's pretty easy, and I think it's... Yeah.
And in building that business, which you've got, I mean, it is a hobby as well, but it is something that you love to do, which people would call a hobby, but the intention is that it's going to be a business.
Yeah.
Has there been anything unique, do you think, for you that's meant Dunedin's been a great base for doing this? Is there other people or organisations that have meant it's been a success?
No, definitely, because it is quite a niche product. It's not something you can test everywhere. So I'm quite lucky. We do a lot of digging up at Forey Flat, and we've got guys that dig on Signal Hill as well. And so anytime I've got a prototype, I go out myself, give one to the other crews, and sort of running with if you can break it, I'll buy you a box of beer. Yet to give out any beer, so
wow,
doing all right there.
Yeah.
So that's the testing side of it, but the getting stuff made, because the handles are just in Christchurch, that's super easy. Chris and the team at Precision Profile, they do all the cutting, and it's too easy. You get on the phone and, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that. And they just got the new cutter a while ago that means that they can do the beveled edge on there, which takes out a heap of work from me. Means I don't have to sharpen them, and it's the same cost for cutting. So just having that super local, really good people that are wanting to help you make the best product possible. Yeah, is real nice.
And has the reach gone? Obviously, you said Australia before, so you've got some success happening in other countries. Yeah.
So a few years ago, there was I think it was Australian Flow magazine and Australian Mountain Bike magazine had an article, and for a couple of years there was probably 30% of the tools were going to Australia. It's since sort of faded away, just I guess recognition and stuff. But there is every now and then you'll get someone that, are you still making these? And it's I saw you in an old magazine article, and it's like, well, it's a very old article now. But so it's definitely time to upgrade some of those articles, I think, and get it out there again.
So, and over the time, it's not all roses running a business. We all know this.
Yep.
Have there been any bumps in the road that you want to share a story or two with the audience on?
Well, I think I'm an engineer, so the money side of it I struggle with. Dad's an accountant, but I have no interest in finance at all. My brain just doesn't seem to want to work with it. So that's probably my biggest hurdle. But I've recently got one of our kids' friends. Mum is an accountant, so she's helping us out. So we're hopefully she can not teach me, but guide me in the ways and try and be a bit more successful on that front.
Well, the one piece of advice I think that I hear far too many times in my own head is revenue solves everything.
Yes, money would be great.
Bottom line, sell more, then you'll bring about more success. Yes, you'll spend more because you'll want to develop new products or improve what you've got or do more marketing to grow, but revenue solves everything.
Yes, because at the minute, just definitely a little bit hand to mouth, just because I am, borderline a hobby business. So,
well, hopefully we can help you get the message out a bit more.
Yeah.
Just coming back to the Dunedin story for you. Yep. So you're not born and bred here, but you feel like you're from Dunedin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. What's your sort of career pathway, if you like, or Dunedin story around that?
Well, a million years ago, when I finished university, I got a job with Long Plastics in Christchurch and FisherandPykel, and that turned into a summer project, and then I got a contract put on my desk, and that was me at FisherandPykel for a lot of years. A few years before I did my OE, and then came back, did a 2-year sentence in Auckland before coming back down to FisherandPykel down here, and it was pretty big time, quite different, changing from being out on the Taieri to being in town.
Yeah.
But and then the last 4.5 years, I've been at Escea gas fires.
Awesome.
And that's been a game changer. Reborn as a person, as an engineer, as a dad, as a husband.
Beautiful brand to be a part of as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Proud of.
Yeah. People ask me where I work, and I say, well, sure, it's work. I get to build stuff, play with fires, have fun, and every 2 weeks they pay me. So, it's hard to call it work that way.
I don't know if Nigel would say that it can be one of your hobbies, but if he pays you for something that you love to do.
Absolutely. And, there's a lot of fun, through the office, even in the stressy times of a project. We're still, yes, it's stressful, but we're still having a joke and getting stuff done. So it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
To be part of that.
And you're bringing up a family here in Dunedin?
Yes, yeah. 2 wee girls, and so they're almost 11 and 8.5.
Right. They still believe everything you say.
Yeah, sometimes. But no, they're amazing. They're into the outdoors and stuff as well. So we occasionally have them offer to come and do some trail building and stuff as well. So that's been quite cool to take some pictures of a youngest 8-year-old lifting a full load of gravel with a barrow. So that's pretty cool. So it shows that an 8-year-old at 30 kgs can lift a couple of 100 kgs of gravel. That's pretty cool.
I think that's quite a useful thing to know as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes. So,
well, I think having a young family probably shapes some of these questions a bit more for you rather than somebody that's got a grown-up family. Yeah. But Dunedin is a unique place and everything that we offer. Yeah. Where do you take the girls when you're wanting to go on a wee adventure and have some time out together?
Yeah. Well, we're involved in surf lifesaving, so we're out at the beach quite a bit with that. Whether that's St Kilda, St Clair, Brighton, or Warrington. There's always something going on. So that takes a fair bit of our time. We're away to Naseby this weekend, mountain biking. Catch up with some mates up there. We spend quite a bit of time in Wanaka. But yeah, we walk up Flagstaff quite a bit.
Wow, you're a very active family.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing of PlayStation and Netflix.
No, there's not a lot of sitting around. And that's something that my wife and I had, pre-kids. So they've been born into our life. and yeah, they've adopted. They're both mad swimmers. Not that I'm much of a swimmer, but yeah, they've definitely gone down that road and love the mountain biking and love the outdoors as well. So,
where's the go-to for the family lunch if you're heading out? You know that you've got to cater to everybody's tastes.
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy to go and see Sarah and the girls at the Perk, and yeah, just a wicked, probably the best coffee in town. And we're spoiled for choice in here, so there's not a massive difference between, because everyone's got good coffee. But yeah, just like the food and stuff in here is pretty epic as well.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
What if you're heading out on your own for a date with the
Holy
wife?
moly. What's that?
The kids are at home, they've got a babysitter, you've got a curfew of midnight. Where's your dinner location?
Probably either number 7.
Number 7 Balmac.
Yeah, because it's close enough to home that we can have a couple of wines and walk home.
Yeah.
And well, Eureka is the other easy one as well. Or the Esplanade is again, sport for choice.
We are. We are. There's a lot of people that say St. Clair just because of the water, of course.
Yeah.
So we want to steer out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, we've been down Esplanade a few times in a raging southerly, and there's spray hitting the window and stuff, and
nice and warm and cozy inside.
Mean pizza, a couple of beers. It's a nice spot.
Now, you mentioned before we started recording that this was probably a question that was a bit hard to answer, but I think we've decided that it's actually really easy for you. Yeah. So if you had the chance to sit down and have steaks or an Ocho hot chocolate with a Dunedin legend, who would that be, and what do you think you might talk about with that person?
Sure. Well, I think, there was a couple of people that we talked about before. I think Ian Taylor would be pretty cool to talk to.
Sir Ian Taylor.
Sir Ian Taylor. Just a good, genuine dude. That's one of my real core beliefs is just being honest, and he's not one for being backwards and coming forwards. So he'd be pretty cool to sit down and have a brew, and just, I guess, there's talking about life, but then he's been really successful as a businessman as well. So that'll be,
there's one to share.
If I can pick his brains on that a wee bit, that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
So, yeah, just a real nice guy as well, having met him in my first life in Dunedin.
So just a reminder, Sir Ian Taylor, you have met him before, and therefore it shouldn't be too awkward if we do a wee tagging and get him to have a spates with you.
Yeah, back when I had hair and stuff.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So what's cooking up for the future for you, Gareth, and for your tooling empire that you're wanting to build?
Well, we're just in the testing phase at the minute of making a mega rake, which is sort of in conjunction with Guy Ross up in Wellington. I think that's the Brooklyn Trail Builders he's with. They're wanting, they've been using big wide plastic rakes for moving leaves and stuff, but because they're rough buggers or plastic just doesn't last, he put a post out and said, anyone keen to help us out with this? And I'm like, yeah, I'll stick my hand up for that, because having plastic equipment that doesn't do its job.
Sustainability, thinking about the future of the environment and the world.
Yeah. So again, roughed up a couple of designs, fired them through to him, and he's like, yeah, these look really cool. So then over to Chris and the team at Precision Profile, and a couple of days later get the call, boom, they're here, come pick them up. So yeah, too easy. So
watch the space. They might be on your e-commerce soon.
Yep. I'm hoping we just want to get some testing done of those, and make sure that they're sort of up with the other WMC products in terms of being bomb-proof. And then, hopefully that might be a bit of a gateway into gardening sort of circles as well, not just for trail building. That's the thing that I think some people think we might be just a trail building thing, but when we were doing the house renovations, this got used a lot digging the foundations and doing things. And then the firewood goes in the barrow. So yeah, the rake is a new one for the WMC. The bike rack is just going into production now. Again, that's been made out with Jared at Mosgiel Engineering. He's been amazing to deal with. Once he's done his work, it goes to Scott and the team at Escudo down the docks to get zinced and powder coated, and then we're ready to go. So it is real super local.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's
then
a
we've
real
got
Dunedin story, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we've got another special project that's just being patented at the minute, so we can't talk about that just yet. But that'll be real big, and that's with a mate up in Naseby Keeler, and so that's just going through with a patent attorney here in town as well, Thomas. So it's
2024 is looking like it might be a bit bigger and brighter than 2023 for you.
Yeah, if we can find another 6 or 10 hours a day, that would be fantastic.
Not making time, unfortunately.
No.
Not making land, and they're not making time.
No, but we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. So just as a sign off, do you want to remind people of what the business name is, how we can visit the store online, like where we go to, and perhaps if there's anything else that you want to add as a wrap up?
So WMC Trail Tools. We're on Facebook and Insta. People do stuff on there. Still figuring that one out. Not very digital. But WMCTrailTools.co.nz is the website for that. And then that's got a contact page there as well, because we do we've just done an upside down one for a guy up in Auckland because he wanted it. And so sweet. So we can do custom stuff as well. But everything should be there. If it's not, just ask.
Awesome. Oh, really lovely to meet you. There's not many people I get the chance to meet that I haven't met before. I really hope that 2024 brings about that result that you're looking for your online store.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure my husband is going to want to buy one of those bike racks, as well as probably one of these to tidy up our yard. And I think that's the thing. If you've got somebody that's got everything, but they don't have one of these.
And it's got a bottle opener as well.
It's got a bottle opener. Perfect for the beers afterwards. Well, thank you very much. And we'll see you featured on the Dunedin Stories podcast.